Hi everybody, it's Matricity from Matricity's Muses. Welcome to my Matrix. I hope you're having a great day today. It's a sweltering day here in Charleston. So I am coming to you from the beautiful waterfront park here in Charleston, and I will turn this camera around so you can see the beautiful sights that I can see. There's the water back behind me. How beautiful the day is today. One of the things I want to talk about today is actually the water. You know, when I'm having a bad day, I always go to the water. Everything is always better with the water. If I want to relax, I always come to the water, whether it be here at Edge's Wharf or the Battery. The water is always a great thing. And the other thing I did, and I don't know if you've done this too, but on my bucket list, the number one thing on my bucket list was actually going to a place that had water. It was the most awesome experience ever. Have you actually marked anything off your bucket list? Do you have a bucket list? My number one thing on my bucket list was to go to the Amazon River in Brazil. And I actually did that a few years ago. That was actually my wish ever since college. When I was an anthropology major, here in school at the College of Charleston, I studied lots of different cultures and wanted to go visit some of them. So going to the Amazon became my dream. It was number one on my bucket list. So I didn't think I was ever going to go. All these years passed by, life happened, and then one day when I was at Bible study, I was talking to my pastor and the group about things that we wanted to do that we hadn't done. We were talking about dreams that were unfulfilled. And my dream, which was unfulfilled, was to go to the Amazon. And he said, if you really want to go there, really want to go there, I might have the trip for you. And he did. There was a medical mission trip going to the Amazon the next year with a church in Florida. And so we made arrangements, and my church sent me to the Amazon. So I spent 10 days in Brazil in the Amazon jungle. And it was like the Garden of Eden. It was unlike anything I've ever experienced. It was the most awesome thing ever. But it was amazing. And I want to tell you about the water there. To get ready to go for the trip, you had to have a travel nurse, and she gave me all my shots and all the things I needed to get ready. But the number one thing she told me was to avoid water at all costs. Don't drink the water, drink bottled water, which they had for us. We lived on a riverboat for 10 days. And, the parasites was the key. Because, while she gave me all the vaccines in the world to go down there, because every disease we have here is alive in the Amazon and even others, the big thing was the parasites, not to get anything infiltrating your body through any opening, through dirt, through water, anything, to avoid that at all costs. So, get down there. And as soon as we get on the boat, everything is wonderful. We set sail. We had to travel 3 days before we got to the first village that we were going to visit. But the very first thing I looked at was when I went to the restroom was the water. Now, the water in the sink was brown. It was the same color as the water outside the Amazon River. The Amazon River is the color of coffee. So it's kind of a clear coffee, like black coffee. In some parts it's murky, like it has coffee with creamer, but it was clear like coffee. So that came out of the sink. I thought, well, okay. So then I just said, well, let me turn on the shower and see what kind of water is coming out of there. Turned on the shower, brown water. Oh no, what was I going to do? Because it looked like that water was the same water outside in the Amazon River. So I went to the captain and asked him about the water supply, and he said, this is the Amazon. This is Brazil. You're in the jungle. There is no other water. Hey y'all, I'm back. My camera went out there for a minute. But as I was saying, the captain was telling me, well, you're in Brazil. You're in the jungle, in the middle of nowhere. And there is no other water except the Amazon River. So he explained to me that as we traveled along, the boat actually sucked up the water. Kind of like an infiltration system. It sucked it up and held it in a reservoir on the boat. There was something that filtered out the chunks. Now, when he said chunks, I was thinking, what kind of chunks? Animal chunks? Human chunks? But anyway, they filtered out the chunks, and so that was the water that we would be using to take our showers in. That's what they used to wash dishes with, the whole 9 yards. I'm afraid my Starbucks cup is going to blow away with the wind going on here. But anyway, so that was the only water. So everything that my travel nurse told me about parasites, hold on a second, just kind of went out the window because there was nothing we could do. There were parasites all around us in the water, and there was nothing we could do but except bathe in it every day. The thing was, it was so miserably hot. Oh my gosh, it's a sweltering day here in Charleston. It's over 90 degrees here, and with the heat index, it's probably over 100. But in the Amazon, it was about 120 degrees every single day, and at nighttime it probably cooled down to about 110. So it was sweltering. We only had air conditioning on the boat at night, so we could sleep. And during the day, by 8:30, that air conditioning was off, and so we were just in the hot sun for the rest of the day. So regardless for the heat, we had to deal with that water, but we looked forward to taking our showers in that water every day because it was the only source of anything cool at the end of the day. We spent all day in the villages visiting with the people who lived along the riverbanks, and this was an indigenous tribe, the Mura Indian tribe, and they only allowed people in every couple of years. So they were actually protected by the Brazilian government. So we weren't there to change their culture. Think Star Trek with their Prime Directive. We were there just to help the ones we could help that with the time we had there, with our medical supplies and our medical personnel. So, we look forward to those showers every day, and we just, made sure that we drank bottled water, and don't forget to brush your teeth with the bottled water also. I forgot that twice, but I didn't get sick. So overall, going to the water and seeing the Amazon for 10 days was just amazing. The other thing I wanted to do while I was there was float down the river in a dugout canoe, because one of the cultures that I learned about in college did that. That was their main source of how they maneuvered and traveled in the Amazon, and so I actually got to do that. And let me tell you, that canoe is tricky. Me and that canoe, we almost had to get a divorce because it almost threw me in the water twice. And in the Amazon, oh my gosh, there's piranha. There's all sorts of weird animals down there that we have never ever seen before. Things that are armored, just crazy things, crazy fish I've seen I've never even seen before. I didn't know the names of. But you don't want to get in the water in the Amazon. You won't survive. There are things that will kill you within 10 minutes. Nope, less than that, within 2 minutes, like the piranha. So me and that canoe, we had some issues because it kept trying to throw me out. But anyway, I did do it. The other thing that you want to learn about the canoe is that it is really their staple as far as travel to other villages, is how they get around. Because the Amazon really, where we went in, it really was a flooded forest. The rainy season had just ended. It was an interim, and so the dry season was coming, so there was enough water for us to get in, see this tribe, and get out. Normally, no one can get to the tribe because the forest is not flooded enough for us to travel by boat to get to them. So we were lucky. We were able to get in, visit with them, and it was, as I said, it was amazing. We did get stuck in the water on the way back trying to get out into the villages because the water had receded and it was the level was low, and so we had some issues. We had to get another boat to come help us to get out of there, but we made it out. But just being there, being able to see everything in the villages, to be on the Amazon River, to actually take that dugout canoe, which they use, it's essential for their life there as far as travel. When the dead die, when the people die, they use those canoes to take them to their sacred burial places. So that's another thing that those canoes are used for. They hunt, they fish with those canoes. So it's essential to life. So it's just not a boat. When we think of canoe, we think of like boating here in Charleston, going out to Bull Island and, moonlight canoes and things like that. But it's really different when you're in a remote place like the Amazon dealing with indigenous people. So you have a whole new respect for everything. So, my take on the water is, definitely, do some things on your bucket list. And that's so important because I was able to do that and scratch off the number one thing on my bucket list. So I'm all about experiences. I spent a part of my life when I look back buying things. And things do not really make you happy. It's experiences that make you happy. So those are the most important thing. Do those experiences, go out there. Don't wait any longer. If you're waiting for life, waiting for the right time, it is never going to be the right time. So you might as well go out there and do all the things you want to do. Eat that cake, take that trip, buy those shoes, do all the things, because you don't want to look back, when you get old or you get sick and something happens with regret, saying you wish you had done all those things. Go ahead and do all the things, and make sure you're doing it with the right people. Find your tribe, find the people that celebrate you, that clap for you, because those are your people. And sometimes those people are not always your blood relatives, because sometimes your blood relatives are not good for you. They're not really for you. They're not part of your tribe, and they don't wish the best for you. So celebrate, find the ones who do want to do for you. You know, when I think about family, it's the one who says, you know, when you call them and say, I've got a body to bury, and they say, great, I'll bring the shovel and the gloves. That's a person who's a member of your tribe. That's somebody that you need to keep in your corner. So again, live your best life. You know, don't hesitate anymore. Do the things you want to do. Time is not our friend. It is our enemy. Because as we get older, you know, we start to feel our age. Things break down. You know, mobility is limited. You get bum knees like I have. You know, and so sometimes things become limited. So you want to do all the things while you can. Do everything while you're young, and even when you're not young, but just never stop. You know, do all the things and live your best life. So it's very important to live your best life all the time, every day. You know, try to do something special for yourself. That's so important. Because many times, you know, if you spend your life on the computer, and granted, I have spent a lot of my life on the computer, but I make it a point to fit in those experiences so I can do the things that I can to do. For my birthday, I try to do something special every year, whether it be a trip or going out to eat with friends, but always do something special for yourself. And even when it's not your birthday, celebrate your unbirthday. You know, Disney talking about the unbirthday from Alice in Wonderland. Have an unbirthday party. I've done that. I've done it for my daughter also. So, you know, take a moment, you know, celebrate, do all the crazy things, because life is too short for you not to do them. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. Live your best life. Stay cool. It's very hot. Stay hydrated. You know, I've got my Starbucks water drink with me today, so I can be hydrated. And again, I will see you guys soon. So see you later, alligator. Bye.